Good morning. Good morning. I just thought I would hop on here for a little minute, for a hot second. I'm sitting here at my appointment, get ready to walk in, but I just pulled up. So I thought I would just come on here for a hot second and, check in with you guys. As you probably can tell, I just got the phone with my husband. I had decided, because he's not here today, he had to work. So I am going to this appointment by myself. So I'm going to be seeing my OB today, as well as my high-risk doctor. So because I'm on a weekly schedule with both of them, I'm going to have to be seeing them basically the same, not the same time, but, a lot of times on the same days, or at least in the same week. So for this week, I'm going to be seeing them both today. So, but I just wanted to say good morning to y'all. It is a little bit early, a little rainy and dreary outside, but I have been having a bit of a rough morning this morning. I just got off the phone with my husband. I decided to, he talked to me while I was on my way. And sorry, y'all, I'm trying to just fix the camera angle. And so, yeah, I talked to him while I was on my way here and was expressing some feelings to him that I've been having, because this morning was a bit of a rough morning for me. And it's just rough, dealing with, I'm really trying to manage some of these feelings that I'm having the closer we get, and that's really what it is, and that's really what it comes down to, is the closer we get, the more nerve-wracking it just is. And so just trying to manage those feelings. We are 31 weeks this week, so getting ready to turn 32 weeks, and it's really starting to feel surreal for me, because we only have like 8 more weeks, and yeah, so it just feels a little rough, the further along we get. So I'm just doing my best to, understand what this is, and, but also trying to, make sure that I keep a healthy perspective of everything. So this is just the struggle that I'm having this morning, is that the feelings, they sometimes get, pretty raw, and they sometimes get, kind of hard, and hard to manage. So anyway, I'm not gonna ramble on and on, but I just wanted to check in with y'all, because I'm actually, when I get into the doctor, I have a few things that I really do want to discuss, and I'll talk to y'all about what those are, what I end up discussing with the doctor, because I've written down some things that I want to be very intentional about at this point, and that I plan to be very intentional about going forward, because I just, just simply given our experience. So, but I'll talk to y'all about those later. I'm gonna run in now because I don't want to be late for my appointment, but I will talk to y'all about that afterwards. So I'm going to go to this appointment, and then later on this afternoon, I have my other appointment. So I'll maybe I might check in again with you guys before I go into my high risk later on this afternoon. And then we'll go from there. So I will see you guys a little bit later. All right. Bye. Hey, y'all. I'm back. And as you can see, it is a different day. As y'all could see, yesterday was a pretty emotional day for me. It was a pretty rough day. But I knew I needed to come back up here and close the vlog out and to make sure that I talked to y'all a little bit about, one, how I was feeling yesterday, but also to kind of give you a summary of both my doctor's visits as well yesterday, because I saw both my doctors. I saw my OB first yesterday morning, and then I came back yesterday afternoon to go to see my high risk. So I just wanted to make sure that I kind of close out and talk to y'all about that and get those out. So as you all know, yesterday was pretty rough. I just woke up. I just had been feeling kind of heavy anyway. And, you know, and so I just felt like yesterday, I just could not stop crying yesterday. And I know what it is, you know, and it's like I discussed with y'all before, the closer we get to the anxiety is really kicking in, you know, it really is. And is, you know, the closer we get to the anniversary, it just, you know, it's just having to just manage it and make sure I manage it well. So that was what yesterday, and yesterday was a pretty rough day. I just, you know, my feelings and emotions were kind of all over the place. So that's why I just said, you know, I'll just wait until tomorrow to come back and kind of discuss, you know, what was going on, because it was just too much yesterday. Had to kind of pull myself back together. But of course, today's a better day because I started off first yesterday morning seeing my OB. Saw her yesterday morning. That was my morning appointment. And basically what took place at that appointment was that, because it's like as soon as she, well, first of all, not even as soon as she walked in, really, like I had already been crying that morning, like on the way there, waking up yesterday morning on the way there. I had already been crying, you know, sitting in the car. I had been crying even in the waiting room. I know people were like looking at me like, is everything okay? And so by the time I got back to my room and the doctor came, like she had already was like, what's going on? So, you know, I did talk to her about what I was feeling and just kind of letting her know that I was just, you know, kind of managing the anxiety, and I was just a little bit worried and nervous. So she talked to me quite a bit, which was actually helpful. You know, baby was doing fine. Baby was kicking just fine. We did, you know, she looked at the heartbeat and made sure everything logistically was in place with baby girl, which it was, and that was of course a relief. But then she started talking to me about, you know, the emotional part of it. And so, you know, I love that she just kept encouraging me, because she was just like, you know, you got this, and I know you do. And so we did talk about, she asked me if she just made sure that I have a therapist. And I like how the sun just like went out. She did ask me, I'm sorry, I got distracted. She did ask me about, you know, whether I had a therapist and have I been seeing my therapist regularly, because she really did want me to start seeing my therapist literally like weekly. So she's like, and she said, I'm telling you that because you really do need to talk these feelings out with someone. And she said, because what we don't want is for me to be stressed, and because of course I don't want that. I don't want baby to feel stressed, because baby's such a good baby. She really is. And I'll talk more about that when I talk about the high risk, because they actually check for some more technical things. But so I'll tell you what was said then. But I definitely don't want to stress baby out, and I definitely don't want to carry that level of stress anyway, because especially since I've been doing so well up to this point. So anyway, so what she did talk to me about, though, more importantly, was that she could tell that there was some PTSD that had began to flare up. And she was like, and it's totally normal. She's like, it's totally understandable, because you're at almost 32 weeks now. Because I'm right at 32 weeks now in another day or two. And she was like, you know, so I mean, it's coming up quickly. And so she was like, you know, we all understand what's going on in that sense. So really she wants to help me to make sure that I can manage it, you know, that I manage it, because she just kept telling me, like, you know, you got this, you're good, your baby's gonna be all right, you're gonna be okay, you're doing fine, and this and that. So that was really helpful. So, but she did, like I said, talk about the fact that, cause she said she said PTSD, because she was like, I bet you're having you have had flashbacks. And I said, yeah, actually I have. And so she was like, yeah, and I really want you to get with your therapist so that you can talk those feelings out with somebody, so that they're just not stressing you out so much and making you worry more than you have to. And so I was like, so of course I was in total agreement with that. And so, you know, that really made me think about some things. But she was really encouraging, and she was like, you know, you're going to do fine. We got you. And she kept saying that too, like, you know, we got you. And so she did talk about with me that if I ever had any doubts or anything, just, you know, I could always just go to the hospital if I ever just felt like, you know, the same thing I kind of talked to y'all about before, about the one time that I did decide to go make a trip to the hospital because I just felt like I'm not feeling movements. I felt a little nervous, just want to go and make sure that everything is okay. And so she was really encouraging that yesterday with me, just to keep myself settled, you know, make sure I keep myself settled. And so so that's how that appointment went with my OB. It was really, because that appointment is really short most times, unless I have any concerns or any extra questions or anything like that. So that's how that appointment went. And of course, after that appointment, I couldn't even get back on camera because I was just full of tears all day yesterday, literally. Before the doctors, at the doctors, in between the doctors. And so it was just I couldn't come back on camera. So I just kind of came home and relaxed a little bit until my next appointment in the afternoon with the high-risk doctor, which, by the way, that went really well as well. So when I got there, it was the same thing. I was kind of already emotional. So, but the techs and the docs that were in the room, you know, really, really, really took good emotional care of me. You know, they looked for things, and I had, even when they were doing my scan, they had to do their scan, and of course they at my high-risk doctor, they look at everything. I mean, they look at everything from baby's brain. They check both hemispheres in the brain. You know, they check all fluid levels. They look at the kidneys, all organs, and every single time. So this is just their standard practice anyway. And so after doing all of those things, that's why I'm able to know, like, after each appointment, like exactly how much baby weighs, how much, you know, what's going on, what she's looking like, and all of that stuff, because they do a very thorough scan every single time. So so that's what they did. And of course, baby girl was just like putting on a show yesterday. She was very, very active. The doctors were really happy with that, because they were saying that they were telling me that I have such a happy baby, because they was like, she's really happy because she does a lot of movement. She, you know, she's always moving around. In fact, little Miss Lady is so active. Look, she done turned herself around, y'all. So now she done flipped herself now. So now technically she's breached, even though I know that you don't really consider a pregnancy breached until I think it's about 35 or 36 weeks. So she has a little more time to flip back around into the right position. But we were all just laughing at her because it was like she was just doing some of everything yesterday on when they were doing the scan. And so the doctors were really happy about that, and very, very reassuring. They really were. And of course, you know, they took good care of my emotional state too, because I was so emotional yesterday, just talking to the doctors about, you know, what I'm feeling, the anxiety levels that rise some days, and they took good care of that. They really did. And that's part of the reason that I'm so okay today, because of my team. My team is just awesome. All right, y'all. Until the next video, I'll see y'all soon. Bye.